What's going on, guys? What would Vinny do? Back at it again. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I want to thank last week's guest, the champ, Superman Aaron Davis, for being on, sharing his journey with us. Another week in the books. Time's flying by, folks. Enjoy the moments. I can't stress it enough. I have this new term I use now. It's called hustle right. It's one word, and what it means is to be precise with your moves when you're working. Focus, zone in on things, the important stuff you need to do, right? Get away from all the distractions and just get shit done. Make a list the night before and start from the top. Also, choose the important stuff and get into that part of the job, right? A lot of agents make the mistake of focusing on things that don't matter. I'm sure it's in every business. I just see agents do it, so I can speak on that. But in any business you're in, you got to do stuff that's going to bring you back. There's a saying in business, right? It's called ROI, return on investment. With real estate, sometimes the investment can be your time. So how are you going to get back the most for the time you're spending, right? So you need to get the most return on your time, and you do that by putting your time in the right spots. You ever see a guy like at the gym? Sometimes you'll see somebody and they're stretching for like 20 minutes, like doing weird stuff. And then they work out for like 5 minutes with some out of form stuff. Not that I'm an expert on working out, but whatever it is, basketball, like you see them doing weird stuff, but then it's the same thing, right? So the guy's doing 30 minutes of stretching, then he works out for 5 minutes. He's probably not going to get the best results, right? Unless he's trying to be the most flexible person in the world. But if that's the case, he should be doing yoga, right? And not weight training. So that's my point. When I say hustle right, it's besides picking the right things that are going to get you the best ROI, the most ROI, it's also got multi meanings. So the deeper meaning to it is the same respect you want from your loved ones when you're hustling and building the empire. You have to also give back when you're spending time with them. It should be 100% both ways. I know that's impossible at the beginning when you're trying to build something, any business. You got to be there at the beginning. You got to give it your all. But that should be the goal, right? And the mindset you should have that at some point you're going to be able to turn over the business and not stress. You're going to be able to enjoy dinner. You're going to be able to go on vacation and shut your phone off and come back and everything's still going to be okay. And that's the other part of hustle right. Trust me, and I've been guilty of it. But again, things take time, and I'm definitely getting better at it. So hustle right, one word, two meanings. Do the right activities that will bring you the most return on your investment. Then it also means when you're with the people you care about, shut everything else down and try to be fully present. The same way you are when you're working. So I believe for me, the fact that I've had two jobs for so long, I've learned how to be very deliberate with my time. And anybody listening right now, if you have two jobs going on and you're thinking, I got to make up my mind at which one, there was a while that was my same thought process. I'm like, and people used to say to me, when are you gonna get rid of that job? You do this full time or whatever. And I thought that I needed to do that. I didn't understand that I would be able to do both at a high level. And then I got to the point where I learned things from each one and honestly, and bring back into the other one, and it makes me better at both. And luckily they're both selling. Both of the jobs are selling, but that wasn't always the case. And I was still able to do it at a high level when it wasn't that way, because I was able to do it right. So over the years at KW, I kind of became known as the agent who all the realtors kind of, when they had jobs, they would seek me out, and I welcomed it. You know, I wanted to try to help people, and I still welcome it now. Like anybody out there, you don't have to be at KW, and the other job doesn't even have to be real estate. Whatever it is, if you wanted to discuss, like you're having some obstacles, feel free, man. That's what the show's about. You know, helping people go after it. And if I can do anything to help, I would love to do that. people would just ask me about time management, how I was able to do that and be as successful as I was. And anybody out there, if you're doing it and you want to talk about it, so now there's actually a term for it, because I guess a lot of people do it now. When I was doing it, there wasn't too many people doing it. So now they call it dual career agents. So it's a fancy thing now. When it started out, like I said, back when I did it, it was called working two jobs. Now it's called dual career agents. Whatever you want to call it. If you're doing it, don't let people tell you it can't be done, and it can't be done at a high level, because that's 100% not true. I'm proof of that. It can be done. You just got to be willing to hang in there and ride it out and stick with it. Again, patience. So it's like, that's the thing about what we're going to do. We're going to it seems like we're going over the same thing over and over, but there's a lot of key elements to success. Patience, right? And letting it develop. That's a big one. So anybody with any questions, or you want to email, like I said, email us at whatwouldvinnydo.com. If things aren't going well for you with the two jobs, or if things are going well for you, I'd love to hear about that too. Like I said, it doesn't have to be real estate. So another big thing for me, it's mindset too, right? So when you're a dual agent, I'll tell you exactly what my mindset was at the beginning. So most people know my story. I work I'm working a job as a letter carrier for the United States Postal Service, and I get my license. And my thought process was, from the very beginning, I'm gonna just make a little extra money to help pay my bills. I'm having kids, they're going to school, the bills are mounting up. So that's the thought process, right? If that's the goal, if I actually say that out loud, I'm gonna make a little extra money to pay my bills. Try to guess how much money I made doing real estate. A little extra money to pay my bills, exactly. So so again, another thing we keep hearing about is mindset. That's not a coincidence that I made exactly what I thought what I was shooting for. So that's why when people tell you have a lot of people in life, they set these really conservative goals so they can blow. I wasn't doing that. I just honestly didn't know the level I could take it because of my other job. And sometimes that happens, I guess. And then when you start to realize, when your mindset starts to change and you realize, whoa, I can, it doesn't matter that I have another job. I'm good at this. I figured out how to do time management. I could really turn this into something big. And if I told you now what I think I can do, like, it would sound, some people would probably think I'm crazy, but that's the difference in mindset that I have from when I first started to now. And I think that's the difference with a lot of realtors that are successful, because they believe they can be successful. So you got to believe it, right? So let us know. I would love to hear from anyone that's going through it, good or bad, not just real estate. Comment, send your emails. We'll get you to call in. We'll get a caller. We haven't done a caller in a while, so that could be a good thing for other people listening. And just hang in there. If you're out there, hang in there, because it can be done. I'm proof of it, like I said. So I'm going to talk a little bit about real estate real quick. Interest rates are really low right now, which of course is a good thing for buyers. So anybody on the fence, good time. Any realtors out there, it's a good time to call your buyers and let them know if they're on the fence. You give them a little push, because it truly is a good time. I believe last week I got a phone call that someone closed the loan at 3.75. Again, I don't know the details of the loan, but the numbers are pretty low. Even if it's 4, that's pretty good stuff. It's a good time to refi, get out of that 30-year, knock off some years if that's what you're looking to do, pay stuff down, or otherwise you keep it the same and just lower your bills. That's always a good thing for people, to lower their bills. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. As always, like our page, What Would Vinny Do? Keep sending those emails, comments, and thanks for the support. And I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.